Hi everyone, I am Lemon Cupcake, together
With Okap, yo, what's up?
and we're back with a podcast, and we did some slight changes for the modern time, I guess. So yeah, I decided since, I wanted to keep making podcasts because, that's how the future of the talk show is supposed to be. But, with my PC being shut down very soon, I physically cannot do that. And I decided let's just make like a set. So here I am. I am a cute little cheapy me, and
Yeah, we moved from VR chat to actually 2D.
we won't say we touch grass, but at least we're closer to grass now. But yeah, not too
Oh,
close.
come on, I touched grass today.
Bullshit.
You don't believe me? Need a proof?
You're a VR chat player. They never
Oh,
touch grass.
fine.
So, for today's topic, we're gonna talk about Android
The
and
thing
iPhone.
that we are going to talk about the most overused thing, the war between two phones that will never probably end.
That's why I want
Ever.
to talk about this. So, we have a couple of bullet points to go through, and I'm very curious how this conversation is going to continue. But first bullet point is what is an Android phone and what is an iPhone? Okay, you'd like to begin?
I might get a bit controversial here.
That's okay, as
I
long as you
mean
don't get me
that I
banned, it's
mean
fine.
I mean that's kind of the point of the talk.
I thought we were
To
gonna
be a bit
say. I
controversial
thought you were
here.
gonna say that's the point of this talk that you're gonna get me banned.
I mean, nah, not yet.
Yeah.
uh, so the simplest way, iPhone is for those people who don't expect much from the phone. It has to watch the like you have to scroll the social media. You can call, like you can search the media. You can call. Maybe optionally just look for the gallery and just have a really low expectations from a phone. And it has to be just a phone to do basic tasks. And Android, if you are really into more advanced stuff, like have some I don't know emulators, some other stuff, some more customization, a better PC support. Yes, I am targeting that one as well. Then yeah, Android. Experience might be a bit different between people because everyone likes something else, but that's my opinion. Like Android for is for those who need something a bit more advanced.
I agree.
That's basically all I have to say. Like,
Okay,
yeah.
and about the iPhone, anything to say about that?
I mean, I already said like this is like a phone for those people who don't expect much. It has to be just a phone. You can just download like a popular apps. You can scroll through them, call, text someone, take a picture.
All right. So,
That's
okay.
basically all.
Okay. So my end is what is an Android phone and what is an iPhone? Well, an iPhone is a phone from Apple that is simple as that. Um, you've probably seen them around. They're very, I'm gonna say it, a bit overrated. I have one.
That's also true.
I have one, but that doesn't mean I'm not gonna be mean to this iPhone. And yep, just because there's an Apple logo, it kind of get away with a lot of stuff that other companies cannot. Well, an Android
No,
phone,
kinda unfortunate to be honest.
that's certainly
Not
how it
gonna lie.
is. I will talk more about that topic later on. But yeah, an
I mean,
Android
same.
phone is more complicated because there's not just one brand. We have like first party Android phones and second party Android phones. So the first party is obviously Google. They release Android first on this thing. They get like the VIP access, but Google, as I've been experiencing the last 5 years, they don't care about anything these days. So their hardware teams just gamble it away, and if it doesn't work, they just do the meme again. But we have like second parties, which we call the OEMs. We have like Samsung and Oppo and stuff, and they're
Samsung,
usually
Huawei, Oppo, Xiaomi.
well, not Huawei. We're not talking about Huawei anymore.
I mean, it still exists, but it's harder to access.
I mean, let's ignore that company. About the other ones, I mean, they're like more the innovating companies. They experiment more. Sometimes they even have like cool features that um, I wish Apple had, foldable. And it's pretty cool what they can do, but
Multitasking.
close all button. But yeah, it's a complicated mess. So an Android phone is more like clothing. What is the type of clothes you like to wear? What is the type of fabric you like to have? And then the color. I mean, an iPhone is here's jeans. Take it,
That's all.
take it or leave it. So yeah, I mean,
Like,
yeah.
get it or cry about it.
Oh, I cry. I mean, that's all I can say as well. So we can go to the big bullet points.
How do you feel about an Android versus iPhone war? Well, I gotta
continue.
I gotta say, it's mostly justified. I am gonna say it as someone who uses both of the phones. The war between both of them is genuinely justified with a lot of different reasons, but it's also really dumb as it's really dumb in a lot of aspects as well. There are some things you like like I get it. I understand why there's a war between them, but some of the things you can just cope and shut up.
Agree, agree. Even though I kind of pity these wars, because it doesn't really matter what kind of phone you have, what kind of
I
brands.
mean, okay, let's. I'm gonna be insulting here. I gotta tell you, but from what I actually noticed, some people are really extremely hateful if you don't have a specific brand, and that's hurting. Because I can text you. That's all. Like, shut up. That's all that matters.
True. I just wish they wouldn't treat this too seriously, because it doesn't matter. But I mean, yeah, the issues, I understand why. I just don't care about them. For example, most Americans praise the iPhone because of it.
I was about to say as well.
Well, most Americans praise features of an iPhone that we in Europe literally don't give a damn about. Like, oh yeah, this thing has iMessage. Like live is unusable without iMessage. I just have like 9 people pinned in iMessage because I just don't want it to go to waste. I most of the time just do not even text anymore. Most of the texts I receive are just like company verification nonsense, but come on, we don't SMS anymore unless necessary. iMessage
Yeah.
is one of the most overrated iPhone features I have ever experienced. Because, yes, maybe like back in 2011, you're cool, but we have WhatsApp, we have Instagram DM, we have Discord, we have Facebook Messenger, we have like, there's an app for anything. You can text anywhere. It's not needed. And yeah, I mean, we also have like the legendary Apple ecosystem, which I understand why people praise, because yeah, but you might be surprised though, Cap, but I've been basically going against Apple for like the last 2 years now. I just
Huh.
don't show it much. For example,
Huh?
I moved my iWork suite to Microsoft Office because I don't want this walled garden, so now I can basically edit my documents wherever I want to go.
There you go. You finally said something that has is really something I wish a lot of people fucking understand. Like Apple ecosystem. As much as I love it because it is really well designed, I hate how restrictive it is to anything else. And I genuinely mean it. It's so closed inside of its own day and mind that you cannot even access anything. You can go outside of it, like you can transfer something from an Apple ecosystem to something else. but the reverse process is impossible
Agree.
unless you find like 30 different fucking tweaks to make it work, which is ridiculous. It is damn ridiculous.
True, it's really ridiculous. That's why I stopped caring about it. I have Microsoft Edge because this browser is my preferenced browser, but also if Apple just cared more about Safari and released like an Android version and a Windows version, maybe. But I like to use one browser without just duplicating everything. And yeah,
That's why I also have Chrome for like cross compatibility with devices. Because I gotta tell you, yeah, the sync with Google, especially like G Drive and stuff. Also, yeah, the tabs between devices. This is also really nice. Like for example, I can see on my phone which tabs I have on the PC and vice versa. You know.
sometimes while I like a cool feature, I like it to be as open as it can be. And if it only works on this iPhone, then I don't want it. There are a
That's
few
why,
exceptions though.
like, okay, go on. I'll say mine
There are a
in a
few,
second.
and these are one of the few reasons I cannot ditch my iPhone. And the most important one is my Apple photo library. I have collected more than a decade of pictures and memories. Everything is organized perfectly well, and it's going to take me a lot of mental health problems to move everything over to another platform. So I kept Apple photos
Uh,
alive.
and that's one of the reasons why I hate Apple. At least the gallery app.
Like I tried to export my photos back in the day to like another platform, but there are a lot of incompatible because I shoot in like a lot of Apple exclusive files, and there are exclusive features. So I cannot. I physically cannot abandon the Apple photo library, and it's really hard to maintain on a web browser, on a computer, and especially on a phone. So yeah, yeah. And of course, Apple Music, but luckily, Apple Music is not an issue because that's one of the
I am,
few apps that Apple actually cared about, and it has an app on everything.
and I also have something about to say about the Apple Music, the gallery. I have a lot of stuff that get like for both sides. I can go with it as well. Like,
Continue.
especially like the gallery, the moving thing. That's why I really, really hate what's going on with Apple. Like, and I gotta say it, I might go old school ways, but this is the easiest way that I find nowhere else than Android. Like, I can just plug my phone to my PC, and I have one folder with every single picture I took on my phone, and I can just drop it to PC, and I have it on my PC without any issue. I can just straight copy from my phone to my PC. Unlike Apple, where you have to genuinely screw 7 different things over to get one photo on your phone. Like, if we are not counting any like a cloud related service like a Google Drive or something where you have to send a picture, then you can download it. I can so easily copy the picture from from an Android to my PC without any issue because it's built-in feature. It's open. It like the OS is so open I can just plug it. It works. Meanwhile, Apple, yeah, I'll just open your folders with pictures and that's all you have. Cope.
Fully agree on that. That is a pain in the butt.
I really hate it. I am also really, really into what the hell is EU doing to Apple right now, and it's forcing it to be opened, like more open than they ever been, because they are forced under the legal issues that they are opening the operating system so slowly that I would rather just like I would faster walk to Antarctica and go back rather than they open their entire OS. But I still have something rather than nothing. The music app, honestly, like yeah, I'll go with the music first because the gallery is something a bit like also vent about a lot. So the Apple Music, fine. I do like that it's also cross-platform because that's really nice. That every platform should be cross-platform, like the music streaming service. But I am not gonna ditch the YouTube Music, unfortunately, or fortunately for me, because I gotta tell you, stuff that I have on YouTube Music, like that is unreleased as an official album, I just have on YouTube Music, and it's also like kind of cross-platform, except like any console and stuff. Because yeah, I don't really listen to music on consoles. I have my phone, I have my PC. That's mostly what I care about, to be honest. But yeah, the music, the amount of music I have on YouTube Music, rather than on Apple Music or Spotify EU, or any different streaming platform, is like mesmerizing, and I am in love with it.
I mean, your music is pretty dope. I appreciate that. It needs a bit more maturity. Let's call it that. It's not there yet because Apple Music has like almost 30 years of experience and it's layered on layered on layered. So, Apple is like the king of music. So,
I mean, kinda, but yeah, my main point is they are missing a lot of music.
yeah, they're
That's
missing
my issue.
music, and that's
That's my
why
main issue.
I remember I'm a YouTube Premium subscriber.
I
And
know.
one of those features that I don't care about, but it's part of my subscription, is I get YouTube Music Premium. So from time to time, I use YouTube Music Premium as a secondary source. Not the main, but secondary. But yeah, I mean, Apple Music is one of those rare things what doesn't require an iPhone. I can use another thing. I just wished Apple would open their OS more. And not
I
just
will.
the
We will
store.
go to opening. We will go to opening store and something a bit later because I also have the
Okay.
gallery.
Okay. Oh yeah,
The
continue.
gal. Oh, the gallery. Oh my god! I was like, ugh. We are going to like a bullet point of our experiences, but this is like related because yeah, the war is also about an experience. So I guess we are touching the both bullet points at the same time, kind of.
I guess so. Yep.
But the gallery. Oh my god! I'm more than angry about the Apple gallery.
Okay.
I
I like to. I normally don't care much, but you should call it the Apple Photos app, not the Gallery app.
I don't mind. I don't care. Like it's a gallery app. Thank you. It has photos. It has photos. That's for me. Like, but yeah, the photo app on Apple is like on iPhone is like, uh, uh, why? Just why? There are some things I really like a bit about it. Like for example, the folder with your like with faces. This is something I really like because I need to scroll with for my selfie or a selfie of our family pictures, and I can just find them by a face. This is really nice. I really like it because I can find some specific pictures really fast. Although the main issue I have personally, as someone who stores a lot of media, especially like memes, some anime arts, some photos from from like a camera and stuff, Apple lacks organization of folders, and I mean it because like I have this issue where like I download the picture from Reddit or Twitter or Facebook, and it goes to the main gallery, and there is no separate folder for that. Unlike on Android, where like every every app saves it automatically to the different folder, and I needed like a system folder, and the gallery recognizes it, and it's organized by default. And I lack it on the iOS because I have to move a lot of things manually, which I don't do because I don't give a damn. If that would be automatically, I am in love, but I just don't have it, and I don't like it because yeah, it breaks the organization I have in my gallery. I cannot go like I can't find a picture from Facebook like maybe from like 4 months ago because I have thousands of pictures to scroll through to actually just find this picture by pure luck. That's my bad experience, and that's something I don't like about iPhone.
I mean, the Photos app used to be okay in iOS 17, but they massively changed how it works in 18. And I mean, I customized it as much as I could, but even I agree, I miss the iOS 17 Photos app because, or like the way the app used to be structured was easier to understand. But
Yeah,
I don't care much about your folder stuff because I have a rule. I have like a rule that I added in 2014, so that's not 11 years old. I only store actual pictures from the cameras in the Photos app. No screenshot, no memes. They go into Google Drive.
I mean, yeah, that's the substantial difference between us. You have like a categorized stuff, but like you're just taking a normal pictures. I'm collecting a lot of media, and that's like a difference between us.
So for me, it doesn't matter with the album, but I tested it out, as you said, and you're correct. It has those issues. So that was good to know. Well, I use the Google Photos app a lot, and I like how it works. It's
The only the only thing I don't like about Google Photos is automatic backup to Google Drive. Like, who thought it will be a good idea? I had so many issues with people. Like, I went to my primary school's teacher's house, and he and his wife had issue with like, oh my god, the Google Drive storage is almost full. Turned out like, yeah, the Google Gallery by default uh backup everything to the cloud. Who thought it's a good idea, huh?
that will be Google.
I mean, that's the only issue I have with Google Gallery, and the rest is fine. The rest is exactly as it should be.
Yeah, the Google Photos app is pretty nice. Um, I guess we can fully go to the your experience having used both platforms bullet point because I like to talk a bit about my experience on my Android side.
Honestly, with that one, we can go app by app because there is a lot we can cover. Like, really, a lot
Okay.
from someone who uses both. Oh, got it. Okay, let me go first with something that is built in every device. Settings. I gotta tell you, it's 50-50. It's a lucky shot. iOS, okay, as they have like a rebranded settings, everything seems so nice and smooth. There are some stuff that don't make any damn sense. For example, apps. Okay, they changed it where you now go to apps and then you have a list of apps. And the previous like version, they had every app listed on the bottom of the settings, which would like make no goddamn sense.
Agree.
Like, why would I damn have it? Like, make a damn button for it, because why? Just why? I'm glad they did it. Um, some stuff like could be in the different categories. Like for example, the general tab is a bit of a mess. They could just split it to like maybe 2, 3 categories. Because yeah, anything related to like wireless communication could be in a different folder. Anything to like accessibility would be in a different folder, and anything regardless like a customization would be in a different folder. Because that's a bit of a mess, to be honest, in my opinion.
I mean, yeah, I mean the settings app. I'm gonna be completely honest. You know, completely transparent.
Yeah.
Um, Android uses the settings app as like the necessary settings, while they move the other category of settings to their each dedicated app. An example is the camera app. You open the camera, you want to change camera settings, a mini settings pop-up comes up exclusively about settings for your camera. You do what you need to do, and you close, a pop-up goes down, and you're just there. Now, Apple has the most cluttered settings app on any device I ever seen because it's just all in the settings app, just filled, just bombarded everywhere with settings and hidden settings, and it's just annoying that I always have to go to settings to look for something and then go back to the main app. They could have easily simplified settings app by just moving app settings and the other category settings into their own
Like
dedicated
OS,
place.
I know what you mean. Like OS settings should be in settings, but per specific app should be in the app.
Yeah, for example, the control settings, like you have a new control center and you can hold in and change the buttons, but there's still a control center settings in the settings app to have a control center. They could usually just have that as a checkup on somewhere. Just those little things. And
Yeah,
the notifications, you can just change to like mute or whatever. But if you want to change settings, you have to go back to settings, notifications, and then you can do anything you want. Well, on
and
Android, yeah,
on Android you have like you go from the top bar and you have the button. Like for example, in Samsung, you have the button to edit the layout and edit which settings you want here or not. And if you can change it, there's like a if you hold on it, you have like those a bit more advanced settings than on iOS, to be honest. Like, for example, the Wi-Fi setting. Yeah, I guess no, the Wi-Fi settings are the same. But there is some stuff that, yeah, you just have it a bit more oversimplified, to be honest.
Yeah. So that's something Apple should really work about. I know Apple is redesigning their OS very soon. I hope they also just do stuff, but I'm not hopefully because as a Mac user, I can tell you they like to just ruin the settings app a lot. They're not happy with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean settings. At least now we can have the same shortcut in iOS that Android had since the beginning, where you just drop down the notifications and it's like a little settings button. Well, they don't have a dedicated button. You can add the button. So I have it there. So now I can just lower the control center and open settings over there. It's something. It's baby steps. Just 10 years ago features, but we're there.
Yeah.
But
Um,
yeah, continue.
since we moved to notifications, I gotta be honest, both has a really good like thing. iOS right now has those tabs of settings and other stuff you pull out from the top right side. I got used to it and it's really nice. Meanwhile, on like an Android, you have like a dedicated one thing while they open the notifications and you have everything. I like both of them because yeah, on Android you have like a really quick settings and then you open more and then you have way more settings, but the notifications are still here. But on iOS, yeah, you have dedicated page for settings, like for shortcuts, and dedicated page for like notifications. And I like both of them, to be honest.
Oh, you will be happy to hear that Android 15 will have that.
I am unfortunately against it on Android.
But that's
I'm really against it because it just breaks the spirit of the OS, to be honest. Like, why change something that already is okay?
I mean, I like it. I like that. Like in the past with the notch iPhones, I told my dad like left ear is for the notification center, right ear is for the control center. But there's no ear anymore, so like you just touch this thing and then touch that thing. But I like how Apple made the control center. It looks amazing. They actually have like should I say like a really Android-like control center. So much that I kind of don't like the Google one anymore because it looks boring. Samsung is pretty dope. Samsung is doing a good job and other OEMs, but Google, please, control center, hello. We need more than just 6 to 8 simple buttons. We need more. Like it's pretty dope.
I mean, that's what I like. Like, we have a couple of simple buttons, and then you open, and you have more.
Yeah.
But that's just my personal preference.
But notifications is for me different because Apple has, they're in the middle. Sometimes they're doing good, sometimes not. But the iOS notifications are annoying. Like you have to like scroll and then find like a little X button and then hold it in to kill all notifications. Because if you just tap it, it just kills some. If not, swipe, swipe, swipe. Meanwhile, Android has a beautiful pause
one button
on.
at the bottom. Yeah.
And then the worst thing that I've been hating on iOS since the beginning is you get a notification, right? And the app has a little dot and also notification.
Oh, you don't even. We are not talking about it. This is so annoying. This is so annoying. I am just swiping away the notification, but the dot is still on the app. Like,
yes,
I'm gonna murder something. I swear to God. On Android, like I swipe notification, dot is gone. On iOS, you gotta press this thing and just read the notification to get rid of it. It pisses me so much off. Like my OS like OCD is so crying inside.
That's why I told my mom I got an like I'm allergic, and she said to what? Notification dots. They're like always there. I have to open the app, and it's usually a dumb notification, like my Horizon app. From time to time, tells me, "Hey, you need to like look at this because we backed up your pictures."
You know what's the worst about this app? You go to the notifications, you read the notifications, but for example, for me, the dot is still here.
Yeah,
I cannot fucking clear it.
And the email, like Outlook. I get the mail. I open the mail app. I watch the email. I do whatever I need to do. I leave. And then 2 minutes later, the dot is back. It just didn't remember that I watched it. So I have to open the app and I'm like, oh yeah, you watched it. Like on Android, I just swipe the notification down and the dot goes away. So Apple, if you're listening, please fix the notifications.
Yeah,
Please.
this is something really annoying.
You
Oh,
you
really
fixed the
annoying.
control center last year. Well, this year's notifications. Fix it. Especially with these new AI notifications. These are like, uh,
But I'm glad I didn't actually enable it or I don't have it. I don't know.
like
But I'm glad I don't have it because it's a mess,
I
to
mean,
be honest.
these AI notifications have two parts. One is amazing. We have priority notifications. So it always like if Kyle is texting me, I get like a nice ginormous rainbow color around it. Like okay, it's a big deal. Same for you apparently and Q. But yeah, I like the priority notifications. So basically, it just shines up the ones that I care about. But there's also like if I get like six messages from you,
Summary. Yeah,
I
this is
get
this is a mess.
the
This is a meme.
the summary is so bad that I'm like, huh? Huh?
There are so many memes about like Apple uh AI summary that like I don't even want to talk about it. This is one big meme.
Okay, let's continue. Can I go to the
Um
Can I go to the camera app?
oh yeah, okay, the camera app, that's totally valid. We can go to it because yeah, both of them has really interesting stuff.
I mean, when it comes to the camera app, I'm gonna say it. No one's looking to me. I hate the iOS camera app with a passion. It's so overcomplicated with swipes. I'm glad they're redesigning it this year.
Yes,
I'm so
I
happy they're
am
fixing it this year.
I'm voting your decision. I'm really upvoting your decision. As like Android has a lot of buttons, like it has a dedicated button for settings, and I damn love it. Like I know there are settings here. Unlike on iOS where I have like a I don't know what I have. I don't think I have settings in a no, I don't have a
No,
settings
but
in a
you have
camera
like
app.
menus. Like there's an arrow, you have to click on the arrow, and then a new menu bar opens on the bottom, and you have to like swipe to find what you need, and then go down. There's also a menu bar on the top. You also have to switch between all the different modes, which is hard to do when you keep adding modes. So sometimes you need to swipe like 10 times to the left to get panorama, maybe, and then goes 10 times back. Like it is all over the place. So every time I use the Google Photos app and even the Google camera app and the Samsung one, they're simplified. And with the benefit of having some settings in the app, makes it easier to control. I'm being honest. And I love that both
I
these two
I do
phones.
agree.
One last thing. I love that there's like a space. These are all the photo modes, and then a space for the video modes instead of all in one.
And as on the Android, because I have my Samsung near me, if you really want to like on Samsung at least or I think any different Android like phone, like yeah, every mode is listed at the bottom on iOS, but on Android you have like a more tab, and then you have a lot of different options where you can go. Like if I just need like for example quick photo or quick video, I have it. If I want a more, I can just go more, and I have everything that I need under the option. I'm not overwhelmed with a lot of options here.
That's why I'm glad for the iOS 19 camera redesign. It's just gonna be a bigger, bolder, less bottom thingy. It's basically gonna borrow lots of features from the Android camera app, but also add their own little blur of it. So I'm glad. I'm happy because this is the same camera app from iOS 7 on a home button iPhone. I, that was good back then, but you know, no.
Yeah, right now, yeah.
Next
Um,
step.
another experience. I have some. I have one particularly. How am I supposed to say it? Like, that's a me problem. But I use Gmail a lot, And the funny thing is, between like an iOS edition of Gmail and an Android Gmail, is I don't have like an important mails notifications on iOS. And ironically, I don't have it, even though I have notifications enabled, I think. But iOS is not giving me like I don't know VRChat code email, while Android is giving me it without any issue. Like Steam email, fine. VRChat email, fine. But like for example, also Stripe. I need to go to Gmail on iOS to actually see the notifications, while on Android it just shows me on the notification bar. That's something like I think it's only me problem,
I
but I do appreciate it.
I think you can go to settings and enable it that you can get more mails, but I guess by default only the important emails showing up. At
Let
least on
me.
Outlook, I have it enabled that unless it's in spam, it
Excuse me,
shows.
I was just dumb. Never mind. I had notifications off. Them all.
You are forgiven. I mean,
Never mind. Then I don't have this problem.
old iOS mail app was, let's just say, bad. Now it's just okay. But it uses a lot of Gmail UI, and I'm gonna be honest, I hate Gmail. I despise Gmail. Google makes one of the most ugliest, horrible user experiences on an email app on the planet. So much that
I mean,
I use Outlook
I,
because it looks functional great.
I mean, honestly, I got used to Gmail so much that I don't think I could actually switch.
If you care about the features, the only thing that
I mean, honestly, it's pretty straightforward for me. I just have a main list. I open the sidebar, and I have different categories of emails, and that's all I care about
for me,
mostly.
I use like email a lot. So I like to have a. I know that they're all three functionally doing the same thing, but sometimes I like to look at something that looks prettier, and Gmail just looks like how Firefox used to look like, just ugly. Just it's not for me. It's just the style is not me. Apple is
Fair
okay. It
enough.
went from ugly to okay, but Outlook you can customize with gradients and colors, and now apparently AI backgrounds. So Outlook looks visually pleasing, and for that is why I'm using it.
I mean, fair enough.
Uh,
That's understandable. I will go to something that I deeply am in massive copium right now, and that's only me. I don't think you will have much of an experience with this. Files app.
oh boy.
Oh my god. Oh my goddamn god.
I mean,
I am
everyone loves the Files app on the iPhone, right?
I am more than annoyed. I am not gonna say the words I want to say here that like to describe how mad I am on iOS. This is unusable. Like I don't even think I touched like at max I touched the Files app on iOS maybe like 20 times at max or 30. Like it has nothing. And I'm genuinely saying it has nothing. Like the only thing you have is like oh folder is maybe casually a 3 4 folders from your damn apps like on your storage because you have like retarded like pins to like okay I can understand why there's like an iCloud here button the G drive the mega button here but functionally wise I don't have an access to files on my phone. Meanwhile, like if I'm downloading like documents or any different media, that will also cover my experience with media here. Um, like on Android, I have like a folders for each individual type of file, like images, different folder, videos, audio files, documents, downloads, and APK files, which I will also go about that later. But it has a thing. Considering it's way more open OS, I have an access to way more features. And the files definitely give away more. If I download the document, I have it in the documents folder, and I don't need to, for example, go to like my on my phone, then I need to go to Chrome, for example, and then I need to look for the damn PDF or a doc file. I just have it in documents folder. Like I can rant about it for ages. This is the files experience on iOS is horrible.
I mean, I can explain why you're having issues. You have to think it differently. The Files app on Android is how a Files app is on macOS and on Windows. It's a window of the device.
And
The
that's the thing.
the iPhone and the iPad Files app are just glorified iCloud Drive windows that has one button called On My iPhone/iPad with some subfolders. Apple never took the Files app seriously on the iPhone and just now did the bare minimum on the iPad because the iPad actually has some toggles that the iPhone doesn't have, like zip files, change extensions, and basic dot whatever file you need to put on the back of the file name. But the iPhone is limited, even on these PC iPhones. But you have to treat it as this is the iCloud app with folders.
And that's my main issue here. Because I'm working with files a lot myself. Like for example, there's an emulator on like emulator actually emulators. Let's just say, like for example, a VM emulator, a phone like a console emulators. I wanna put some stuff on my phone without any trouble to I don't know access it. I just can't. I just goddamn can't.
Well, there's not much I can say about this because I don't have much experience, but I'm pretty sure Apple's not going to take it seriously. At best, the iPad, but the iPhone is always going to be the nuts work computer device thingy.
That's why I said at the
Yeah.
beginning, this is a phone for people who don't expect much from it.
But I want to put like a little spin on the EU rules a bit. I'm kind of glad they forced Apple to open up in the EU because now you can actually download externally
Which
apps.
is also a bit of a joke, but yeah.
It's better than nothing.
I mean, yeah, it definitely is better
You
than
can
nothing, but
install some external app stores and you can install some. For example, there are now official ways to install YouTube Music and Spotify Premium without paying. It's
the
there.
mods, yeah.
It's there.
Although it's a really painful process. I gotta tell you, it's a really painful process. For those who definitely don't want to pay, because it should be free. Sideloading should be free. It's almost on every single platform free. Even
It's free.
goddamn Quest, it's free.
It's free.
Windows, yeah,
It
and iOS.
it's
I need
free.
to pay
Okay.
two fuck euros
Okay.
to sideload for free on
Okay.
iOS
Okay.
without PC.
Okay.
Yeah,
They already dropped the price. It's already free for a while now.
bruh.
So yeah, it's
I am.
free.
I'm there. It's still. My point stands that this is ass because there's still a limitation. There is still a limitation of how much you can sideload.
True. The Apple verifies
And that
each app.
this is a joke. This is a damn joke.
I mean, yeah, that's just one of the drawbacks. People that, like, for example, like Okap really care about this. That's a deal breaker. But for me, like, I don't care much about it. So for me, it doesn't matter. But I understand why Android users would like to have it. And it is also one of the Android versus iPhone war topics. Because, you know, Android is basically still a computer. You can connect a mouse and a keyboard and you have like a very small computer. The iPhone does nothing. We have Bluetooth keyboard support, and that's about it.
Yeah,
I have an important question for you, Orcap.
yeah.
The buttons or the home bar?
The gesture or the buttons?
Yep.
Honestly, buttons.
Why?
I'm considering here a lot of like instances where gestures genuinely pissed me off. Like for example, playing Subway Surfers, I pull out the gesture by accident. I play with for example some full screen app. Gestures are like I'm pulling out in a like home gesture again by accident. I know it's like you need to move it 2 times to actually exit a full screen app, but amount of times I actually did it by accident. No,
Skill issue.
just please no. Another thing. Um, Sometimes the gestures break the functionality of some apps. Like if I have a menu that I can swipe from the side, which is satisfying as hell, it pulls the go back gesture. That's something I don't like.
True. I just
And
use
also another thing is I can customize the buttons the way I want, which I did on my Samsung. Like I have my home button is literally a glorified pixel art of my avatar, from VRChat.
he likes his avatar a lot, as you can see.
Yes, I do. So customization is also a really nice thing.
Yeah,
Which
we'll go back. We'll go to that very shortly. Uh,
yeah.
I like the bottom bar because you know I never liked the home button system, especially the three bottom Android. So I'm kind of glad I can have just a little pill. If only Apple, a little small device, option to disable the pill visually, not the gesture, just the pill. I know how it works now. I don't
I
need
mean,
it.
so some Android has this right now by default, I guess, where they don't show it. You just do the gesture.
Yeah, but not on iPhone. The pill is
I mean,
there
yeah.
forever and ever and ever. Just so you know where it is. So yeah, that's annoying. Before we go to like your preference and why, I would like to have one more little talk about customization.
Oh, we are not like okay.
I'll
I
go
gotta
first.
tell
I'll go
you.
first because
Okay, okay, you go.
you're gonna talk
Yeah,
a
you go
lot.
first. Yeah, I have a full known rant about it.
Okay, for
While you have way less than I do.
so for a very long time, iPhones could do nothing, at least unless you jailbroken it. While Androids have
Yeah.
like a lot. But in my defense, Apple has been stepping up their game. You can customize the shortcut button on the lock screen. You can change the lock screen. You can add widgets on the lock screen. You can put apps wherever you want. That's like that was the biggest iOS 18 feature. You can put apps on the home screen where you want. You can have dark mode
Nothing that Android
icons.
had for 10 years. So
You can change the themes of the icons. You can actually install custom icon packs to it. Um, Obviously, the control center is changed a bit. So they did some. Not enough to like, for example, on Android where you can actually download the whole theme. For example, a golden theme and then everything is golden. Or not even a simple version like Google where your custom material is like green and all the buttons are green type. No, it's just home button, the home screen, I mean, the lock screen, the control center. So it's not system wide, it just the second layer is not customizable, but not the first, the core layer. Well, Android, oh boy, on Android you can do a lot, right, Okap? This is your cue.
almost, uh, you didn't do almost everything, but I'm good. I'm, you know, I have a stroke. I want to go back to iOS for a second. Something I really like about iOS and the wallpapers is the presets of wallpapers, and you can switch between them. Like this is something I really like, to be honest. I have a couple of presets, and sometimes I do switch between them. This is something I really like, to be honest.
I just wish they did more. That's just my opinion.
Meanwhile, Android, like oh boy, I will go with Samsung because they have the most. They have the most options you can possibly can think of, and I mean it. Like I can change. Let me go with some basics. I can change when you go to like the list of background apps on Samsung, you can change how they look. You have like at least 6 different options. You can customize your buttons, you can customize your icons, do like a custom icon packs, separately custom packs. The colors of every button or every accent in the system. Um, the wallpapers have also really nice effects. What else is here from the customization? Even the notification bar can be customized. Actually, I will go just to good look, and I'll tell you exactly what you can customize. by default in Samsung, for example. Um, the edge lightning, like on Samsung right now, that you have like a color, like a edge is lightening up when you have a notification. You can easily customize that one as well. Quick panel can be redesigned as well. Yeah, notifications. Home can be changed. The lock screen can be also changed. You can literally change anything on the lock screen. I will go to like, okay, sound assistant is only for Samsung, but I gotta tell you, this is something I cannot live without. As also so like a part of the like a good look, sort of a customization. I don't know. It's more like a tool with the sound, which yeah, I can. Yeah, I can.
Hmm.
It actually is customizable because I can change the way this little bar of sound when you volume up or down look like.
The
I can have
slider.
like a funny the slider. It has like a really funny glowy animation that I really love looking at. I can do custom volume panels. I can customize the step volumes, like how much volume is changed by the button. Uh, Something I wish was on other phones, which is like I can play two apps at the same time through this app as well. For example, I can play like a media from YouTube and then something from the Instagram is playing at the same time. This is like a customization in this app as well. And Jesus Christ, I wish it was on other phones. Um, Also customization to pen, but I don't have a pen. I mean, basically, you can basically customize almost everything on this phone.
Well, that's a
You can
Samsung
put
for
it.
you.
You can put almost every desire to life.
And because he has the Fold, he can actually go even further. He can have two custom designs, one for his inner screen and one for the outer screen, without them
Oh
being
yeah, that's
connected.
something I also love about this. Like, yeah, the inner display wallpaper for home and lock is different from the outer display. Peak, peak.
One of the things I like about Androids. But I guess ready for the next bullet point, the conclusion bullet point.
No, no, no. I have another complaint in the board.
Okay.
And it will go back to the media. Like, as someone who is listening to music a lot, and someone who is doing a lot of stuff that I know there are like the amount of people, like, there's a massive community that is doing the same. Like, yeah, moving files between device and a PC is a joke. Um, that's the first thing. I cannot just plug my iPhone to my Windows PC and just drag an MP3 file to it. And I cannot listen to MP3 files like I would do on any Android phone. And I'm saying any. Because I, for example, have remixes that I do or any stuff that I just did. For example, I looped a song. I just downloaded an entire album as files on my PC and I want to put it on the phone and just listen to it offline. Or there's an app that I can, like, for example, do a Nightcore and other stuff like that with the music natively on the phone. I can do it easily on a phone, like on Samsung or any Android phone. I can just wish and I can just dream about it on iOS. If only that, like, there are some websites. Oh, wait a second. Yeah, I'll talk about that one specifically as well later. But um, yeah, the files and the music, listening to music, like the raw files from the phone, something I miss. And someone like me personally, I also have like this small funny thing that I listen to like a Keegan music, some Amiga music, like some really old music from like a really exclusive file types. Let's just say where I have a specific program on Windows for that. I have a specific program on Android as well for that because Google Play Store has almost everything, and I can just listen to it natively. On iOS, I could just dream about it, but this is just specifically me. But MP3 files is something that, like, I've seen a lot of people struggle with it, and that's also is something I hate. I cannot, like, listen to offline media without paying for a goddamn subscription and download it, music on like for example YouTube Music, even on Spotify, on Apple Music, I need to pay to listen to offline music. While on Android, I can just download the file, listen to it, and be happy.
Why not just MP4?
That's a video. I have MP4s as well for Android. As like, I have a MP4s as well. Going back to customization, ringtone is a joke. On Android, I just put MP3 file in one folder. I have it in settings. On iOS, I need to download GarageBand. I need to trim the audio. I need to go through 7 different options just to put it in settings as a custom ringtone. Kill me. Why? I need to go through so much effort to change the custom ringtone on iOS while I just drop one MP3 file in the folder on Android and I just call it a day.
Apple has an ringtone store where you can buy custom ringtones for like 99 cents.
Still limited as hell. I want to like, for example,
I never do that.
Music from like a Luigi's Mansion as my ringtone or any meme as a ringtone, and I need to really screw around to put it as a ringtone on the phone.
Like fun fact.
That's an absolute joke.
You know the T-Rex roar of Jurassic Park?
Yeah.
So my niece actually has that sound as the phone calling. So every time someone calls my niece, you hear the T-Rex roar. Every time.
Okay, from the war, I've gotta say it. I love. Okay, there's now the stuff I love about iOS because I was just ranting about iOS so much, like on God. But there's some stuff I really love about iOS. A small part of ecosystem right now. I have HomePod, nice. I wish Android could also connect to it, but we already covered that up. It's really limited. But I love how ecosystem just works with itself, and that's all. That's all. The ecosystem functionality is nice, except the fact it's locked like a goddamn prison. What else I love? Stability. I really love it. Something I firstly experienced in iOS is like I can just hold an image and I can just drop it to different apps and it just works. I can just, like, for example, copy a picture from Twitter. I can hold the picture with one finger and go with the different finger to, like, I don't know, Discord and just paste it and drop it. Same goes with links. I love this feature. Something I also love is actually the Notes app is really nice. I gotta tell it. I use it as a grocery list because it has, like, it's plain, simple. I have this checkmark list. That is just nice.
Why
it's
not
simple,
just use
nice.
the reminders app for this?
Screw reminders. I know I have it in notes and I can just check it. Like, okay, I check this. I have like 10 entries and I can just check it in. Something I also like about it, well, a really small detail, but it makes my day. If I'm making a folder, it already renames itself to whatever the inside of it is. For example, like, shopping, games, social, car, music, anything else. It just automatically renames the folders. That's something that is really, really small, but it makes my day. Honestly. Apple Pay is really easy to set up. That's all I can say. I love Apple Pay.
Oh yes,
I have my credit
Apple
card
Pay,
connected.
yes.
I double click on the phone, Face ID. I can just pay. On Android is a bit tweaky, and I don't really like doing so. I don't think I ever did. But on Apple, on iOS, it's on an iPhone. It's so easy, and I so love it.
I mean, you have Google Pay. I
have
too.
Google Pay. I mean, I have Google Pay, yeah, but it's on iOS. It's way easier to do.
True. And it's also better because I have my movie tickets, I have my plane tickets, I have my loyalty cards, my store thingies, plus my cards, that bullshit. So I just love Apple Pay. Just clean, easy, swipe, do what I need to do, move on. I wish Google Pay was better at that.
Okay, something I'm gonna be a boomer a bit because I use Messenger still to this day. I have some stuff I need to do on Messenger. I have some contacts I have on Messenger and stuff. Because, for example, my family doesn't use Discord or they don't own an iPhone. Something that really pisses me off is that I don't have the bubbles of Messenger on my screen. I need to go between
Okay,
apps.
boomer. Wow.
Okay, I can justify because I've been calling you a boomer a lot of times, but I really like this is something I miss because it's just nice. I am in one app, for example, scrolling Instagram. I don't need to switch between apps. I can just open the bubble, reply, go back to an app. And meanwhile on iOS, I need to switch between apps, and it goes for almost everything. I am switching between apps, and yeah, that's what makes it also forcing you to buy like a subscription to apps to play in the background, for example. Where, for example, in YouTube, I have like a oh yeah, another thing will be covered in a second as well. But yeah, the bubbles,
It might
nice.
about the background play. That is Google's fault. Apple lets you use background play. Google just decided to disable it with a pay lock. That's Google, not Apple.
That's why you can use modded apps to actually force it. While on iOS you cannot. Something I don't know if I can do in iOS is I don't think I can actually replying from notifications.
You can, you can.
Oh, then I didn't experience it. There is no like a dedicated button to open like
You
on
hold.
iOS, like on Android. Like okay, on iOS I have to hold it. Why on the actual hell I would need to hold the notification? Where on Android there's like a dedicated drop down button, and it's like you expand the notification, and it says I like for example on Discord like there is like a reply button or mark as a read from Android. Like I have dedicated button to reply. I would never guess that I have to hold the message to actually reply.
Well, that's
Like
how you do it. You just hold
how
it in, and then the notification pops out, and a little bar goes up at the bottom.
that's okay. That's ridiculous. Okay, I gotta say that's ridiculous. I would never guess that I have to hold the notification to
Well,
actually
glad
reply.
you learned something from Apple's
I mean,
questionable UI.
yeah, I guess so. Um, another rant I had. I think. I think mostly. Oh yeah, about the customization going back. Okay, if it's so unintuitive and it looks so wrong because to customize your icons on iOS because on Android you have a dedicated app to change the custom pack like icon pack. On Samsung, for example, yeah, you have the theme park, and then you have an icon pack downloaded from like a Google Play Store. One click, import pack, apply. On iOS, it looks so scary because, like, if I want to, like, for example, I can go to like I don't know, Pixel Widget or Iconfy or Demify. It just tells you like, okay, do you want to allow this publisher to make changes to your phone or something like that? I don't know. I once I saw this notification, I got really repelled from customizing my iOS because this thing it looks so scary. Like they made it the way that it looks really scary for a normal basic app user to even change the pack, the icon pack.
I mean,
Like, come on.
if you know what you're doing and you learned it, it's pretty cool. Like, for
I mean,
example,
yeah, but
Okap,
it just looks so repelling.
in my defense, I programmed something in my iPhone. I'm proud of that. I did something you would do. I have it set that every time I open YouTube app, it turns on rotation lock, and every time I leave the YouTube app, it disables rotation lock. I have
Okay, that's really nice.
I have that set up with my iPhone. That is like beautiful.
That's really nice. Yeah, I agree on that one. Um,
Anything more you like to
I
say before we go to our last bullet point?
um, well, that will be more like a service related, but uh, recovery mode. If you're in like on Apple, goodbye. You cannot like unless you have a Mac, you cannot like recover your phone. You cannot like even if you lost your password and stuff, you need to certify like go to Apple and just make them like they make you pay to reset your phone to factory settings. I mean, well, Android, yeah, like two click, like you hold two buttons, reset the OS, log in with Google account. Thank you. You can do it at home. The repair of the phone is a joke. Like, as someone, yeah, who is playing around with stuff like that, it's,
I mean, you can reset an iPhone with the reset button.
do I need a Mac for that?
No, there's just a reset button in settings. Just
I mean, in settings, but for example, if you lost your password for your phone, you're screwed.
no, because Apple's has like this weird thing where another device can help you recover another device. Doesn't need to be
Other
an
device.
like an iPad, an Apple Watch, another person's iPhone, a Mac. Just
Well,
they're helping each
and
other.
that's the thing. Not like you cannot do it yourself.
No, exactly. But for
That's the
example,
point.
if I have an issue with my iPhone to the point I can't use anymore, my mom is set up as a recovery account, so I can use her iPhone to undo the iPhone that I have, and bam, problem solved.
And that's the thing. Like you should be able to just force reset your phone by yourself.
But about the other
I mean,
topic, about the repair thingy, yes, Apple's repairs are expensive. Yes, they're a bit
it's only
unfair.
expensive.
But in my
Yeah.
defense, Apple has the best support on the planet. I wish anyone else was as good. I can walk to any Apple store and I can get help. If I have a Samsung issue, as we experienced, I'm on my own. Google barely exists, and other companies have this weird tech support thing, just like Meta. Apple
Yeah,
is a
okay.
physical store.
I do agree on that one.
The only
I
other
do
one I
agree on
can
that
think
one.
about is that is Microsoft because there are like a ton, at least in my country, there are like a ton of Microsoft computer repair thingies.
Mm. Yeah.
Anything more to say? Because the podcast is getting long.
I know it's getting long. Like I was predicting it's gonna take that long with that specific topic, to be honest.
I mean, I wanted to go back with the bangs. Like this is a great topic to return from.
Yeah, we will leave people with like 1.5 hours of like listening to our ranting about phones. Like, goddamn. Okay,
It's
there's
to
a
make
small
it
thing
up.
I just noticed on my phone on my home screen. I like on iOS. I like the widgets that they like. I can have 7 different like widget things in one widget, and I can just swap between them. I gotta tell, it's amazing.
But you have
It's
that on
amazing.
Android as well.
Since when? Like
Since
when?
since this like 2 years ago, 3 by now, you can do that on Samsung at least. You just cannot do it on Google, which is annoying. Samsung has it.
I didn't know.
You can
I didn't know about it.
you
Okay.
you can even set it up as a smart system where it rotates to based on what you need. I have it always disabled because it's annoying, but you can do it. Just play around with it. Just move a widget on a widget, and it's supposed to do something.
Okay. That's handy. Okay.
Yeah,
Another thing I just learned.
but so far only Samsung, from what I remember, and Apple. I wish Google would do it because in the past I used to have like a couple of stacks of my reminders of grocery list and all that stuff, and I would just switch between them. Now I just have like a one widget that opens the app because I don't want 20 widgets on the home screen.
Mhm. Okay.
Hey, it's something new.
Okay, we can. Okay, we can move to the next point.
All right.
I think
The,
most of the stuff I just rant about. Yeah.
your preference and why. Now you can tell us your final results.
Um. Okay. The thing is, I am kind of between both, but I'm more leaning towards Android. I like the simplicity of an iOS, and I like that I can just, yeah, that's a phone just to call and scroll through social media, and I don't require much, and it's a glorified phone to do a really, really basic tasks that I need to do. But as someone who is playing around with almost everything that is like possibly existing with an Android OS, like customizing, playing around with emulators, playing around with music and stuff, uh, Android is my way to go. Like I can call and watch stuff like streaming stuff on iOS, but anything else goes to Android. Like listening to music through modified clients, uh, browsing, yeah, the media, the files, and playing games. Even I gotta say, but yeah, it's only because I have a Fold, I guess. But playing games on this is amazing. And yeah, customizability, software side loading, like it cannot be beaten. That's what like I am kind of like 60, like okay, maybe yeah, 60-40 to Android.
Okay, that sounds fair. For me, it's different. I have a different point of view in phones than you do. Well, I like to do the stuff that you're saying to some stuff. I just I have to stay on my iPhone because you already mentioned the Photos app, but that's more a skill issue. I think I can find a workaround. Apple Pay is super important to my day to day, and I love the dynamic island. Weirdly enough, I got so attached to dynamic island. Also glad Samsung released some kind of a dynamic island to an Android 15. Yep, 15. But I just the quirks of what the iPhone does, the animations, the way apps work, and the focus modes. I love the focus modes. I have one for work. I have one for like right now I have Do Not Disturb, so it's a boring UI. Then the normal one, I have like the gaming one, which is all red teamed and full of game related stuff. And I like that. On Android, you don't. Even the mighty Samsung phone does not have the ultimate focus mode that I have. I have like 6 different UIs that I can just switch with the button and a mode. So, yeah, because these little quirks is why I keep the iPhone. I was in the beginning like Okap is like my witness. I tried really hard to replace my iPhone with a Pixel phone, but
Yep, I remember.
I tried. I really wanted it to work, but maybe I say maybe there is a shot for Samsung, but not Google. I kind of lost faith in Google. Unless because they're being apparently, from what I understand, Android 16 is going to be a huge redesign. They showed like a preview, and the YouTube Music app. I'm so sorry, OCAP, but everything is changed, like actually changed. The whole bottom
My
bar.
goddamn muscle memory is
Do
gonna
you,
cry
I'll
so
send you.
loud about
I'll
it.
send you a picture of what Google has in their alpha mock-up state of how
My
it.
muscle memory is gonna cry about it
It might
so
depend. It's
much.
still an alpha, so Google might change stuff, but it's a big redesign. But
Damn it.
even then, yeah, nothing beats Apple's polished animation effect thingy. Hard to explain. I
I
wouldn't.
mean, that's
Yeah,
that's really nice. I agree.
I just wish you add more
It's really
features.
nice.
Add
Yeah.
a close all button. Add a split screen button. Fix the
Okay.
notification dots. Please,
Yeah.
I beg you. But other than that, I'm perfectly happy with my iPhone. Really. Alright. Now, last bullet point. I put this in for jokes. What would be your dream phone? Doesn't matter. Just what would be your dream phone? Money is not important. Okay.
Um. Well, of course, decent specs. That's something we all agree. But function-wise, uh, a fully opened OS that has the support with whatever I can do, has the stability of an Apple iOS, because let's just say it's really stable. But stability and those little things that they add, like yeah, those little tiny animations and stuff. But function wise would be Android wise. So like an Apple Pay wise thing as well. But yeah, more like most of the features from on Android and then some of the features from iOS. Basically, that's my thing.
Okay. For me, a phone that has like a lot of good specs. Um, I would like them to do something scary. Instead of making the phone thicker and have a camera bar thingy, just make the phone thicker and have a flushed camera. Thank
Oh,
you.
thank you for reminding me about other thing.
I would like to have. Yep, I'm sorry. Please don't hurt me, okay? I like to have the headphone jack back. It's kind of handy
I
for.
am in. I am full in that. I was about to say I need a phone with headphone jack.
Yeah, even though I personally will not use it, I think it's important to have it for other use cases. Uh,
Like there are a lot of people who hate it because they have to buy a dongle, and it's already ass. Like it's already a hassle to buy a dongle that is a good quality, won't break in a week, can support the charging and playing audio at the same time.
yeah. As Okap said, I like to have iOS with a lot of Android customization. I like a system-wide themes that Google has, not the one that, for example, Samsung has, where you just download a whole theme, just like a subtle
I
one.
mean, to my defense, Samsung has a each thing customization in a theme park. You can customize each single individual thing.
Yeah, but I don't want that. I just want some quirks of Android in the iPhone. Um, please add a real files app. Please demote settings app to just the essentials and put the non-essentials in their own dedicated apps or menus, whatever. But the most important part that I would like in my iPhone is I would like, I know it's a rumor, but I want it to be a foldable. I really miss my foldable experience from the Fold 4 because I enjoy that big square inner, like outer display thingy in display. So a foldable would be nice. That would be my dream phone. Just a foldable iPhone that is flush with some Android quirks and a good battery and headphone jack. That would be it. And
Yeah.
anything else to add before we
Uh,
end?
um, honestly, not really. I think I covered a lot myself.
Okay, well, in that case, I'll end it. Thank you guys for watching or listening the podcast. I hope you like the new theme that we're doing and the improvements from the feedback I got from last year. I know that in the first episode 0, I said we're gonna have guests, but I guess it never happens. So we're just accepting reality that guests will not happen. If they do, I don't know who will be a guest, but yeah, okay, for me, you're doing just fine with this. Um, if you like what you saw here, please give a like, subscribe to the channel below, put a comment of your feedback, and if you dislike the podcast or video, you can always support a dislike and tell us below why. I am Lemon Cupcake, and this is,
And Trophy Go Cup. I hate saying my full name.
well, that's how it is. Thank you guys, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.